Howdy folks, this is Justro at Metcalf Mills. I got a little barn video for you today. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning. And this barn is right up the road from where I live. And I hope y'all enjoy it. Now when we get done looking at this barn, don't nobody run off, because I got another little surprise for you. Now this old barn was just like a backer barn, the common type of barn that was built just for hanging burley backer and curing it. And this is on the same place as the Wiley barn, that first big barn video I done. So they usually built these close to where they was farming. I don't know if they farmed this holler right here and growed backer up here, but I would imagine they did. And they built the barns in close proximity to where they was farming. And I've heard tell of people when the barn was close just carrying backer out of the field right into the barn and hanging it. But you can see how this thing's built. It looks like a lot of scraps was used, just short pieces of wood, whatever they had. They left big gaps between the lumber, let a lot of air flow in. Now this barn was built on the north facing side, which was a cooler, damper place. So it made it a little harder for things to, to dry out when it was like that. But it may have been better for the backer to keep it in case. It's got to have moisture in it before you can work it off so it don't shatter. But see, this walnut tree is found at a place right here growing between these boards and coming around. And I remember different people's lived here, and this barn's been used for keeping animals caged inside, like small animals, rabbits and chickens, over the years. I don't know, the lathing boards have stuck out past the metal here, and that usually leads to them rotting, but it don't look like the ends have rotted off, but it looks like that's about it, so that's good. And a lot of times on old barns you'll see what I call just letting it run wild. They just let the lumber run wild, sticking past the corners. Didn't even take the time to saw it off, just put it up there and let it run wild. You got to think about people when they was doing this. Every meal meant a whole lot to them. See, they had to save their energy as best they could, and that saved a lot of energy on a handsaw. Just letting that run wild like that. There wasn't no need to put the energy forth to clean it up. But then you got something like the Wiley barn, and this is over on the back corner. They've left a little bit up towards the top on one corner here. And who's to say somebody didn't do this by themselves, and instead of running up and down a ladder trying to measure, they just took a board up there and it was close and cut it off. But this little barn's just sitting on rock pillars. Right here, just sitting on rock pillars up off the ground. Locust seals. It looks like there's a little spot in the gable. They didn't even close in up there, just left it open. Didn't want to climb up there and nail them few boards on. They knowed it wouldn't make no difference anyhow, so. Might be some chestnut lumber in this barn, probably. Looks like chestnut to me without cutting on it. You come in the back here, you can see these locust seals. They've just cut a notch in them there. And it looks like that was done to me with a chainsaw. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe not, but they've notched them out. Notched their 2x4 Scantling wall studs into these seals. The seals half lap in the corners. Just left them round, took the bark off. You've got a locust brace. Now this is pretty interesting. This locust brace goes from the corner all the way to the top corner. And the bracing in a barn was one of the most important things because it made that barn real strong and steady. Real strong and steady. You can see right here they've got a part of a locust they've hewed a little bit going from that back corner up to right there. Hey girl. And it overlaps this brace that continues on up to the top corner. And then even on the roof they got bracing. You can see it comes down to the middle from each side. Goes up to the ridge. Same thing on the other side. Bracing goes from the center down. Same on this side. That makes it strong. That braces everything so that it can't, the wind can't get a hold of it and squall it around. Can't get a hold of it and squall it around. There's some big old locust seals they used on this barn. Not too big on this backside right here. But they was big across the back, and that's about in the ground, and it still looks like it's getting a little soft in spots, but something that's different on these poles, and I don't know why, but these tier poles and main poles are locusts. I see 2 or 3 poplars up in there, but these are all locust tier poles. The one's going across all the way up to the top. You can see that's poplar there. You can see up here is some poplar tier poles. They put a few in, not many, most of them's locusts. Even that top one going across locust. They meant for this to stay. So see, they might have let their boards run wild, but they also done real good on their tier pole system, using them big heavy locusts up there. And they'd carry backer in here and hang it across right here, from here, hook it on them little boards on the wall. Same up there, between these tier poles. Like I said, somebody had some chickens or rabbits in here one time, and I kept my horse up here. As a matter of fact, she stayed in here a little bit at one time. Somebody's made them a tire swing here, looks like.
I'm playing with it.
But they built this old barn rough, but they done a good job. It stood here for a long, long time. Got a lot of bracing in it, like we was talking about. Don't get in there. Don't forget your phone, Char. I could hear somebody. catching bugs. Now, I'm always bad to try to read things when I see them. You know that about me. See this little board right here? They put that on because the break in their boards was not on the wall stud, see? So they put that little scab on there to keep the end of this board from flopping any which way and flopping in the wind and working its way loose. Now this board right here, why'd they do that? Let's go in here and look up and see what we can come up with here. It looks like it's just covering a hole. This board here was short, so they just patched a hole with that board. Just covered up a hole. Well, I guess that's about it for this little old barn. Held a lot of backer in its time. Made a lot of income for a mountain family. Roof's got a little bit of a sway down the middle there, but not bad. Shar, you ready to go, girl?
Well, yeah.
Are you?
Just. Hi.
Goaties, goaties.
Oh, no, goat.
Now we're gonna go up a road here and check out a little spot. If you remember them ghost stories video I done, that old house that Mom and Daddy lived in after they got married, where that hand come through there and unlatched the door. Well, we're gonna go up there and look at that little spot, and we'll see a neat old part of that. One way you tell when our old home place was is this periwinkle growing. See this ground cover all over everything? Right here, right there. That's usually a telltale sign that that you're in the presence of an old home place. Or an old house place. And the stuff grows thick. See there how it is? It's beautiful. Growing. I think the house was down there. The house might have been right here. I see some little rock piles here that looks like corner rocks. See right there's a little rock pile. Down here is another rock corner, like a corner rock right there behind that. Well, there's a, look up here. Somebody else is making a video right beside of me here, I swear. It's getting so crowded, you can't have no privacy nowhere. Are you making a video up here today? I am too. Well, how'd you find out about this place?
Well, I just wanted to drive up here and see.
Well, it's nice. You know, I'm always out recording by myself, and it's nice to have another videographer up here working side by side with me.
Yeah.
You know it?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody you don't know, this is Charlotte right here. And she is a candy gardener this year. So she's a candy gardener and she's doing real good. She loves it. She's pursuing a career in videography right here.
I also have an iPod.
Yeah, she don't have an iPod. She's just got her phone that she uses.
No, it's an iPod.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up here. Now, I want to show you right here. This is the old house place. If you don't remember that ghost, on the ghost story video I done. This right here is the house place where Mother and Daddy lived after they got married. And this is where that hand come through and untied the latch on the door. So if you ain't seen that video, you need to go back and watch it. I'll link it down in the description, but it's the Ghost Stories video I done a while back on Storytime Tuesday. Check it out if you ain't already. Right here's what I wanted to show you. I don't know exactly where the spring is here, if they just caught it out of the little creek it's coming down through here, over here. But I wanted to show you this little reservoir right here. I've never seen one made just like this. They made it out of cement and rocks. And they could come back here and dip out their spring water and carry it in the house. There's been a deer up here. They could dip out their spring water out of this little spring box here. And it got an overflow pipe on the corner right here. Comes out right there. Right in that corner there. And they'd come out here with a little bucket and just dip them out a bucket full of water and carry it back in the house. They didn't have no indoor plumbing now. My mother, that's where she got the water after her and Daddy got married, when they was keeping house right here. I don't know if there's a spring that come into this spring box or if they caught it out of the little stream running out of the mountain up here or what, but I always thought it was a neat little old place the way it was here back up in this holler, and it's growed up quite a bit right in here, but you can see how beautiful it is here. And what a beautiful place it was for a little house. Until you see a ghost and get scared and can't live here no more, I guess. Here's a little stream. Little tiny bit of water coming out of here. It usually gets dry this time of year. August is usually dry, in September after the warm summer. And I think the trees growing has a lot to do with that, because they pull up a lot of water. You know, them growing, all them leaves, that sunshine, that trees draw a lot of water up. And I figured that out from camping in the woods. The stream would be big and bold in the morning, and throughout the day it'd get less and less. So, you know, that tells me that the sun is doing a lot of drawing during the day of the groundwater and the springs. They get less and less throughout the day. I always thought that was right interesting. Right here's a big old, I guess that's a sugar tree. Big old maple. Right here behind the house. It's usually customary to have some kind of a big tree right at the spring. Everybody had that. It kept the spring sheltered and kept so much of the rain out of it to an extent, and Kept it from getting muddy and everything like that. But it's a big old sugar tree right here behind. There's 2 more right here. But this is the old home spot where Mother and Daddy lived after they was married. Are you about done filming?
Well, when you're done filming, I'm gonna be done filming.
Okay, well, you can ride out with me then. I'm about done here.
That's nice.
There's some kind of an old jar. Boy, look what a rim on that jar. I've never seen one like that. It don't have threads. It's got just a fastened down rim. No threads. Very, very interesting. I want you to see that. Look at that. There's no threads. It's just a ring around the top of that jar. Ain't that interesting? Like this. I know a good place to put this. Maybe put it right in there with the sharp side down so it don't cut no animals or nobody. All right, well, let's go, girl. You ready, Bear? You ready, Bear? I hope you enjoyed today's barn video. I hope you have a great Sunday. If you can, get outside and enjoy some pretty weather, because it won't be too long. It's going to be getting cool. It's already getting cool here. We've been down in the 40s some mornings, but it's going to be cold before we know it. Them leaves on the trees is starting to turn brown and crumble up and fall off, and it won't be long. So we better make the best of this short sleeve weather as long as we can. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you ain't already. Tell your friends about us. Happy Sunday, everybody. I look forward to seeing y'all real soon.